Okay, cis1103 week 5. In this chapter, we are going to continue our discussion on networking. We are going to discuss protocol addressing on networks. Remember, we said, what are protocols? Do you remember we said protocols are standards or rules of communication between in the network? Okay. So the primary purpose of a network, what is the objective of a network? Is to between your computers and share information. Okay. And all communications begin with a message or information that must be sent from one individual or device to another, or maybe to many computers. And all communication methods have three elements: source, يعني sender, destination, a receiver, and the transmission medium. Okay. The source can be electronic device to communicate or a message to other individual or to the devices or to the server. The destination is the receiver to whom you are planning to send your message or your file or your request. Transmission media is the channel or the medium how you will send your message. So give me example of medium.
One, done.
Medium.
Or
Cable, wire, wired or wireless. It's all medium. Okay. Fiber optic, Cat5 cable. Okay. So the rules and agreements between on the network is called protocols. So the two computers, they should agree which protocol they will use and which language, and TCP IP. It's like when a human wants to talk to each other, you need to agree. We'll talk English, Arabic, Japanese, okay? And also, do you need to confirm? Yani after each message I send, do I need to receive confirmation, then I send the next message, or I just keep sending? You understand my the information here? Yani sometime when you are sending a message, especially on the radio, you know, someone is talking on the radio, you will send a message. If the receiver received the message, he will say received or Roger or Roger that, or no, I received. Next. Okay? This is all into the protocol. Okay? So for a protocol, you need to identify sender and receiver, agreed upon method of communication, the speed and timing, confirmation or acknowledgement requirement. We will talk about this. So these are some characteristics of a protocol. Please read them. Format of your message. Message size. What is the size of the message? How many bytes? A byte is how many bits? 8 bits. Very good. Timing. The speed of the message. The speed of the communication. Okay. Encoding. What type of encoding? Because the message sent across the network are first converted into bits, okay, by the sending host. Yani when you are talking on the mic, your voice is converted into digital, into zeros and ones.
Yeah.
Even photos, videos, at the end there are zeros and ones. Okay. But what is the type of encoding that you will use? I'm not asking a question. I'm just saying what type will make. It's not a question. Okay. Encapsulation Each message transmitted on a network must include header that contain addressing information. Yani like when you put a message inside an envelope, a letter inside the envelope, you put the sender and receiver, صح? To whom? If you ever send a message, حطيت عمرك رسالة بانفلوب تكتب لمين صح؟ أو دعوة. To whom صح؟ تكتب for or to and from. This we call it header. Okay. Message pattern. Some messages require an acknowledgement before the next message can be sent. I've already explained. So again, what are standards? What are communication standards?
Set of the rules determine how something.
Set of rules that determine how something must be done or how to communicate. This is coming with the quiz always, this question. Networking and internet standards ensure that all devices connected to the network implement the same set of rules or protocols in the same manner. Okay? And this is important because using standards, it is possible for different type of devices to send information to each other over the internet. The two models that became the standard, اللي هو TCP/IP model, very famous, and the open OSI or Open System Interconnection model. Okay, ISO. You have to remember these two models. These are the two famous models for networking or standards. The OSI model, okay, it has 7 layers. Have you heard about OSI model? Okay. Okay, of which corresponds to devices, protocol, standards, application in the real world. Each of these layers has a function, and each layer is adjacent to the next one. Okay, the OSI was created and ratified by the International Organization for Standards, ISO. You know about ISO, they make the standards. Okay, and is represented in the US by the American National Standards Institute, ANSI. This is the 7 layers. Please have a look at them. Very important. You need to know them, memorize them also. They go from down, bottom up. Yani layer 1 is, physical layer is layer 1. Application layer is layer 7. Please look at it, try to memorize it, visualize it. The 3 top layers, هذول green color, these are upper layers. What are they? Session. Please, you need to know them by order, okay? لأنه مرات بيجيب لك like blanks, يعني you need to match. So what are they? Application, presentation, session. Okay, what about the other 4 lower layers, which are? Yes, very good. Okay. And by the way, the application layer does not talk with the session layer. It has to go through the, it is like order, like in the company, at your work. If you have something, you will go to the direct supervisor, then to the then next. You don't jump. That's why we call it peer-to-peer. Okay, so application will talk to presentation. Presentation will talk to session. Okay. احكي له شيء احكي له عادي. Military, like in the military, exactly. You cannot communicate. You have to go through your supervisor. So. معلش نكمل ولا كمل؟ Okay. Please try to remember them, okay? This is why we call it peer-to-peer. You see here السهم شايف هذا الارrow. Application layer will communicate with application. Presentation with presentation. Okay? That's why it's called peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer in Arabic ايش يعني؟ المثيل. المثيل. Okay? So the data is coming from the application, going down to the physical. Then it will go to the network. It will go to the server. Then it will go up from physical to data link to from 1 to 7. يعني 7 to 1, 1 to 7. I already explained to you encapsulation is like when you are putting a letter inside an envelope. Okay? So encapsulation, as the data goes through the OSI model, it goes through a process called encapsulation. It is taking the data from the previous layer, adding a header or sometimes a trailer to it to put some information like addressing, and then sending it to the next layer. They gave you an example here. My data here, the first layer is what?
From 7 application.
Application, very good.
From 7 to 1.
So in application, it is called data. صح? When it goes to the transport, when it goes from application to the presentation will add header, some information. And then it goes to the session, it will add more headers. It goes to the transport, it will add header. And the name will change from data to segment. I'll tell you something. Now you are called university students. Huh? Before, when you are in the school, you are called school student. When you graduate, inshallah, you are called alumni. Same thing with the data. In each layer, it is given a name. But don't forget these names. Okay? So in the transport layer, it is called segment. In the network layer, it is called what? Packet. I guarantee you, you will be asked something about this. Always in the final or in the quiz. And also the network layer is adding header. The unique thing about data link layer, it is adding header and trailer. How about that? And what is it called? The PDU inside it, it is called frames. Finally, when it goes to the physical layer, عشان تروح للواير, it is bits, zeros and ones. Okay? And you see here, there is no header, there is no trailer. It's all bits and ones, zeros and ones, signal. Okay? When the message is sent, it is called PDU. You see here, PDU. On the receiving layer, it is called SDU, Service Data Unit. Okay? Don't forget this slide is very important. De-encapsulation is the opposite. يعني, remember we at the end it was bits, correct? When it arrives, let's imagine now it arrives. This is the receiver. It will come at bits, then it will be frames, then packet, then segment, and then until it is pure data to the application, to the user. This is called de-encapsulation. Again, they are explaining it here. Please read it. So here they are talking about the application layer. What does the application layer do? Please, I need your help. Interface between the user and the application. Give me example. SMTP, Simple Message Transfer Protocol for email. POP for email. IMAP for email. HTTP for browsing the internet. FTP for what? Yeah. And here they said very important, applications don't reside on the application layer itself. Actually, it is above the OSI model. So here is someone is browsing, okay, or sending email. This is all in application, okay? Shall we continue? خلص خلص continue. Presentation layer. Now we finished layer 7. Layer 7 اللي هي application. Layer, okay, it's okay, we'll take few minutes. عادي اشرب مي وارجع عادي. So we talked about layer 7, now it is layer 6. What is the name of layer 6? Layer 6 is presentation layer. Presentation layer. Okay, what are the functions of presentation layer? Formatting or presenting data at the source device into a compatible format for receipt by the destination device. Also, it is responsible for compressing. Okay, it's also responsible for encryption. I ask you, what are the tasks of layer 6? These are the tasks or functions. Okay. They will ask you. Yeah. Next one.
لا بعرف يعني اللاير 6 يعني قلنا برزنتيشن لايرز شو يسوون حط ثلاثه فورمات
Yeah.
compressing
Encryption, formatting, compressing.
ولا بيقولنا
No, these are the ones. If you explain a little bit, يعني add few words, no problem. Session layer. By the way, the name gives you some indication. Presentation and how it will present the data. It will encrypt. Yeah, and it has some. Okay, session layer. It creates and maintains dialogue between source and destination application. حوار, اتصال. It handles the exchange of information to initiate dialogues. يعني the magic word is dialogue. When you see dialogue, it means session layer. It keeps them active and to restart sessions that are disrupted or idle for a long period of time. You know the meaning of idle, no? يعني no action. التي في مرات بصير idle بروح بصير ايش؟ stand by, صح؟ تي في اذا ما مثلا ما شغلته مثلا after some or laptop it will go idle يعني stand by يعني not switched off. Okay. Transport layer, very important layer, Shabab. This we are all talking about a OSI model. The transport layer is responsible for the delivery of a message from one process to another. What is a process? A process is an application or message program running on host. Okay. There are two main protocols for transport layer. Oh, this is very important. TCP, Transport Control Protocol, and UDP, User Datagram Protocol. For the TCP, if the message is too large, TCP divides it into smaller messages called segments. So the PDU inside transport is called segment. This is your data. The transport layer will add header. What does the header contain in layer 4? It contains source process number, destination process number. There may be many applications or process running on each host. Yani I'll tell you something very important. On your laptop, computer, on the network. Let's say you are running email and you are running Microsoft Word and you are browsing the internet. You send your email. Why the email, when it comes back, it comes to your email? Why it's not jumping on your browser or on Microsoft Word? Why? Who tells the computer? How does the computer know that if I receive message from email, it will come to you through your email program? Because of the transport layer. Transport layer, okay, handles this. So the transport layer assigns each application an identifier. يعني HTTP port number اللي هو port numbers. What is the port number for HTTP? Do you know, internet? 80. 80. It's very famous. Okay, HTTP is 80. It's called port number. Each process that needs to access the network is assigned a port number. Okay? So the transport layer, if it sees the port number 80, then it knows, this is internet browser. Khalas, we agree on this? So here we have the process-to-process delivery. The email from the sender, it will go to the email on the receiver. It will not go inside Microsoft Word. صح? It will go to the email. Network layer, layer 3. It is responsible for the delivery of individual packets from the source to the destination. Okay? And it uses logical addressing. What is logical addressing? يعني the IP address. Logical addressing يعني the IP address. You heard about IP address before? 192.168.0.1.5. Okay? So it relies on the destination IP, source and destination. So what is inside the header of network layer? It has the source IP address and the destination IP address and some other fields. Network layer has a process or rely on a process called routing. And how does the route, when you are sending a message, if the message is not for your local network, it is for another network outside, the router will decide where to send it, where to route it. Route يعني الطريق, where to send. How does the router know? Because it uses the routing. It has a process called routing, يعني routing the message. Okay, this message goes here. This, look at the destination. Okay, this one goes this side to this port. Okay, so routing is selecting the best path to transmit packets from source to destination. Tamam? So here I have a message coming from the client. When it arrives here, who will decide it will go this side or this side? Router. Okay. And the routing table. So what is an IP address? An IP address is a unique address that identifies a device on the internet or local network. IP stands for Internet Protocol. What is Internet Protocol? It is the set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network. Bit is the smallest digit. It is either 0 or 1. ما في شيء ثاني. Okay. Byte is, it's 8 bits. 8 bits. 8 bits. Okay, here they say it's 7 or 8. It's okay if they ask you in the exam 7 or 8. But for us, we will say just 8 bits. Because they said always assume a byte is 8 bits. Okay? Don't confuse yourself. Octet is made of 8 bits. If you combine 8 bits together, put the binary digit, the decimal value for them, we call it octet. Because the IP address consists of 32 bits. If you look here, you see this one, please pay attention, Shabab, pay attention. This is, look here, this is a binary, this is an IP address, converted into binary. How many bits we have in each octet? 8. That's why it's called octet. Kul 8 is called octet. Then we convert it to the value equal in decimal. عشان أسهل بالقراءة. Okay? If you convert this one into octet, it is equal to 56. This one into octet, it is equal to 16. I'll show you how to convert later. Okay? The highest decimal number of any octet is 255. ليش? Because the binary how it is counted. Here we have 1 صح؟ هذول 8 okay, this is 8 correct? What are the values? They are, the first one is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. If you add them all together, the maximum number is what? 255. So if they give you a number in octet which is 257, it is wrong. You know that this is wrong. Because the maximum, لو حطيت كلهم واحد بصير 255. So here if you get an IP address like this, is this correct or wrong? Valid or invalid? ليش? Because I have 321. Cannot be. This is valid. Is this invalid or valid? Yes. Oh, what about this one? Okay, what about this one? Valid. Valid. Below 255. This is important. Please pay attention. So what happens when a message is sent from computer A to computer F? Please pay attention, Shabab. When you send a message, the IP address of the source is 192.168.1.1. Pay attention, please, everyone. Please. The destination is 10.10.1.1. The source IP address والdestination IP address طول الطريق ما بيتغير. Along the way, it does not change. It is like when you are sending a courier, DHL, you write source and destination. ما بتغير. But inside, it will go from here, maybe to the post office, from the post office to the airport, from this airport maybe to another airport. So the physical is changing, but the logical, the source and destination are the same. If you remember this, inshallah, you will answer all questions about this.
Physical is there, logical لا.
Yeah, logical the same, but the physical يتغير لأنه the envelope will go from here. في الأول تروح للمطار, from the airport to next maybe airport to the cargo. بس logical sender or receiver they are the same. Logical IP address is the same. IP address is the same or logical address is the same. خلاص؟ طيب, so if the message is here, what will be the source IP address?
192.
خلينا, let's say just the last 2 digits for يعني simplicity. 11. What is the destination?
11.
طيب, when the message is here,
11.
the destination
11 ما يتغير.
ما يتغير. أحسن. Very good. Okay. Physical address اللي هو بالداتا link layer. The PDU is called frames. The physical address or MAC address حتى بيسموه نفس الشيء. Physical address, MAC address, layer 2 address is the same thing. NIC address اللي هو NIC address نفس الشيء. It consists of the physical address. It is available in the header of the data link layer. That includes source and destination MAC address or source and destination physical address. Okay. Remember, I told you in the data link will add header and trailer. Don't forget that. متميزة ترى. MAC address. Let's talk about MAC address. It is consist of 48 bits. 48 bits written as 6 hexadecimal number. Hex يعني hexadecimal. Hexadecimal يعني احنا our decimal number from 0 to 9. الهكساديسيمال لا 0 to 9 A B C D E F. F is equal to what? 15. A is equal to what? 10.
ما فهم دكتور.
0 to 9 we agree هذا الديسيمال النمبر العادي العشري. الهكسا لا بوصل ل 15. هكسة يعني 16. فبوصل ل 15. 10 اللي هي A بسموها A بالهكساديسيمال. 11 B.
C
12
12
D
for
لحد F 15. فلما go from 0 to 15 يعني 16 digits. 16 numbers. Okay. The MAC address has two parts. The first 24 bits are called OUI, Organizationally Unique Identifier, اللي هو المصنع له كود. The last 24 bits are unique, or they are called extension identifier, or the ID address. That's why you will never find network card that has the same MAC address. You will never find that. لأنه الشركة اللي بتصنع, the company that manufacture the network card, they have their code, the first 24 bits, and then the other 24 bits, they give a number to the card. Switches uses MAC address. Router uses IP address. Don't forget that, huh? Write notes. Okay. So the data link layer will forward messages. Remember in the router, we said the router will route. صح? Data link layer will forward. ليش forward؟ لأنه قريب. It is inside the local area network. يعني the switch will take the message from me and then deliver it, let's say, to computer on port number 12. It's not in another network, in the same network. A router to another network. That's why we call it routing. أبعد. So here we have computer C wants to send a message to computer B. What will be the destination? BBB. شايفين الماك ادرس والsource CCC. Okay. Hop-to-hop delivery. When you are sending a message, it will go to router B. Router B will decide, is it C or E? If it goes here, so it will go to the next hop. Hop يعني router, نقلة يعني. Hop. To the, maybe another router also. So here, how many hops from here? 2 hops.
2 hops.
And if it goes this way, 2 hops, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. We call this hop-to-hop delivery. So here we have 1 hop, second hop. Physical layer, it is responsible for sending bits on the wire or wireless transmission. The bits can be wavelength in the air, موجات, or voltage on the cable, high or low voltage, it depends, or light, fiber optic. So here we have microwave for wireless signals. Okay. For fiber optic, we have representative light pulse, and we have sample electrical signal transmitted on copper cable. Okay. Any questions, Shabab? This is the last slide. This is how the layers work together. Okay. Again, I will ask you, please. When this computer here, let's call it computer sender. When the sender is sending a message to the receiver, the source IP address will be the same. The destination IP address will be the same. When the message is traveling, please listen to me. When the message is traveling from here, it's coming through the router, صح? So for the physical address, the source address will be the physical address of this computer.
Yes.
But the destination, the temporary physical destination address will be the physical address of this router port.
Yeah. And the logical
بعدين physical the same. بعدين تطلع من الراوتر بصير السورس اللي هو الباب هذا الفيزيكال بتاع الراوتر this side ويكون اكزاكتلي
لان كل جهاز له شو اسمه
احسن
كل جهاز له اي بي، كل اي بي في الجهاز يكون
اللي هو النتورك كارد. Yeah, very good. Any questions? I think this is enough for this, and now I'll stop.